Visions of Mana is an upcoming Square Enix game which will come out August 28th, 2024. From what I understand, this is the first Mana game in 15 years. That's crazy with how many Final Fantasy games we get. And Dragon Quest for that matter, too. But the demo just came out, and I had a chance to play it. Like, I literally just finished the demo. So, what are my thoughts? So, first of all, I'm only familiar with the Mana games by listening to podcasts about them through Ultima Final Fantasy. And I just started Secrets of Mana, but I think this is the most I've played of a Mana game so far with this demo. And my impression so far is that it is a very charming, entertaining, and fun game. I think it's beautiful, too. I've seen a couple comments online about it being worse than a PlayStation 2 game, and I don't understand that criticism. Granted, it's not as graphically impressive as Final Fantasy 16 or 7 Remake, but that's okay. Not every game has to be earth-shattering with its visuals. It's very pretty. I would say this is what the Breath of the Wild series would look like if it got the PlayStation or Xbox treatment where they could go all out with the graphics. The art style is very anime. It's kiddie in a lot of places. The art direction is very strange. This is a very strange world. We've got cat people. We've got a girl who is half dragon or a quarter dragon because she's only got the one wing. But basically, the demo throws you into what feels like almost the middle of the story. So it's sort of like if you took a chunk of a movie and only showed your friend a clip of it. So it's hard for me to rate the story. The characters all seem to be great friends and to have maybe to some extent just met each other, but they've been through some stuff already. But it's hard for me to know exactly what the story is because the game just kind of drops you in the middle of it. And I think that this demo's goals is to showcase the gameplay, the visuals, and the characters and the various mechanics of the game. And I think it does that very well. So it sort of sets you up in this tundra, and through the tundra you do some platforming and you learn some of the game's mechanics along with the battle mechanics. And I think the battle mechanics are very similar to Final Fantasy 15 and maybe a little bit of Kingdom Hearts. With comparisons to 15, you have a party and you have special moves, and the thing that's different from 15 though is that you can swap party members, so you don't have to be the same character the whole time. It's almost sort of like 7 Remake, except it doesn't force you to the quote-unquote main character after the battle is over. You can play as one character during the whole demo if you want to. But I like the magic system so far, and there are hotkeys for certain abilities. There is a ability bar, sort of very much like limit breaks from classic Final Fantasy games. But with these Mana games, I think that there is that DNA too. And with these games, there's the chocolate for healing your hit points, and then there's candy for healing your mana points, your magic points. And the combat is simple enough, but it's also engaging. Like, you can't just you just can't mash your way through most battles. I think there is some strategy involved, and the demo gives a good enough taste of what the combat is going to be like. And this semi-open zones that it has where you can take side quests, and I plan on doing more of the side quests through my second playthrough. I kind of just wanted to experience the main crux of the game, if you will. And for me, I thought that it's cool that the demo gives you the ability to do side quests to see what the side quests in the games are like. I did one where I had to kill some bees, but there were many more. But I think the game has a lot of personality. I think it's visually very pretty. But of course, obviously the most important thing is the gameplay. And I think the gameplay is fun. And I think the chitter chatter between all the main characters would be a lot more endearing if I knew who they were. It's sort of like if you started Lord of the Rings for the first time, but it's just after the Fellowship got together. So it's like you don't know who Frodo is, you don't know who Gandalf is, you don't know why they're going to drop the ring into Mount Doom. It's sort of the same thing with Visions of Mana. You don't know why they're going to the Mana Tree and why it's so important. You can kind of infer if you follow a lot of fantasy stuff. You know, all the tropes are there, but the tropes are done well, and I think that as far as navigating the game, I think that it's very intelligently made. And I think that if you are even passively interested in fantasy games, the demo is worth checking out, because just playing through all the main stuff, it'll take you about an hour. But from what I understand, you could get up to like 2 if you really want to do all the side quests and stuff. So if you have an Xbox, either the Series Xbox or PlayStation 5 or 4, give the demo a shot. I mean, I think another thing too is you don't have to be that familiar with the Mana series. The only reason I felt lost was because I felt like I didn't know the context of these characters in particular. But it has another similarity with Final Fantasy, where I believe most of the Mana games don't have that much to do with each other than the Mana Tree being a reoccurring thing, and then of course there being candy and chocolate for refilling your stats. So have you tried the Visions of Mana demo? Comment below, let me know. I might make another video or even do a live stream of my next playthrough of the demo. I'm going to play it a couple times because I'm very interested in this game. I think the trailers really sold me on it because I really like the visuals, even though a lot of it is very strange and anime-esque. It has a lot of personality, so I think that it makes it very unique. So comment below, let me know what your thoughts on the game are, and if you're interested in buying it, whether you're going to get the standard edition or the collector's edition. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. It's kind of difficult for me to justify spending $200 on a collector's edition, but there's a lot of really cool stuff that comes with it. So we will see. But thank you for tuning in.